What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Melissa Renee.
And I'm Evita Nicole.
And this is Drinks and Discussion. And what we drinking on today? Because I'm already feeling it.
This is our dating blues.
Mm-hmm.
Some tequila, some blue curacao, a blue margarita.
Yeah, it's called a blue. It is called a blue margarita.
That's the gist of it.
It's real litty.
Yeah. So we dedicating this to our dating blues.
Our dating blues. What defines dating?
What defines dating?
So is dating like is dating will be anything really up until you like get married, right? That's kind of like dating, right?
I think it's up until you both make it official that this is going to be a monogamous relationship. Like, is this just us, or are we still courting, friends with benefits, whatever you want to call it?
So dating is a period of time when you getting to know somebody, but you still single and can talk to other people.
Yes.
Okay.
To me, that's dating.
I just wanted that to be, clarified so we can, so we know what we speaking.
I'm gonna say there's a difference, in my opinion, from dating and in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You can introduce someone or talk about someone like, this is a guy I'm dating because you recently met him. Y'all maybe going out on dates.
True.
Okay. But it's not a relationship.
Okay.
It's a difference.
Well, I want to apologize on behalf of anybody that I offended this past week with my posts. And about, I made a post that said, what is it? Rich men don't complain about gold diggers. Since we're talking about dating, so I apologize for whoever I offended with that statement.
But you only offended the people who obviously thought that, the $40.
I do think there's a confusion, and I don't think
really
it's just
is.
men. I don't think it's just men who are confused at what a gold digger is. I think women are confused too, because I think women think, just because he bought you some Popeyes or win a coat, as Suki Anna say, that you around here like, gold digging. Like, no, that's not necessarily a gold digger, that's just, I don't even know if I could, that's just your standard. That's what you require. That's what you feel like you require from a man in order to feel like, you are setting some type of standards, and such.
I mean, it's a confusion for both. I mean, we talk about, because there are some guys who will consider being in a relationship with a real gold digger. It could be a gold digger. She could be working her way up. She could be at stardom. She could be at stardom.
Entry level.
And they look at it as, I was in a relationship with this girl, but you were dating her. She wasn't in a relationship with you, and she wasn't dating you. Mm-hmm. She wasn't doing neither one.
Mm-hmm. You gotta know your lane.
And you do have to stay in your lane. And it's women, on the other hand, who look at it like, they think they're gold diggers, but they're really wanting a relationship from a man who only wants a gold digger. Like, I only want to maybe see you from time to time. I have no problem taking you on a trip. Mm-hmm. I have no problem, with giving you a little money, buying you some bags or whatever he may do. Mm-hmm. And in her mind, she knows she doing it.
Mm-hmm. And she want to, but she
really want to be in a relationship.
She want to be in a relationship. Yeah. Hence why some women might like, well, I can't even say that, because I was about to say, hence why some women might have a baby by that particular guy, but that don't mean nothing, because that's still like a gold digger strategy. That's to keep them coins. You know what I'm saying? That's because you start getting older. You need, you know what I'm saying? You need that retirement plan. You need I got to wrap this up.
The baby brain security.
The baby brain security. I got to wrap this up. Let me go ahead, let him pop a bean in this oven so, I can solidify this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep this money going. Which makes me say, when we were speaking on the situation with the women before, and it was like, I would rather have a baby. I don't have to get married. And going back to kind of see, like, they do a podcast and looking at like their mentality and their lifestyle, they're pretty much like the typical gold diggers, and I don't say that as a bad thing. So I could see why in her eyes she wouldn't want to necessarily get married, and she would be okay
with just having a baby
because she's just trying to solidify something.
Some support.
She might not necessarily want to be in a relationship per se, because at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like we our little ego get hurt, and we don't want to speak the fact that we are all on different levels. Everybody, we got levels, we got lanes, and I think sometimes we let our little insecurity make us feel like it's something wrong with saying, you know what, that I'm not on that level. You know what I'm saying? So there are men who don't understand what a gold digger is. And to be quite frank, a lot of guys who may feel like, oh, well, I've had gold diggers to try to get with me. She ain't been no gold digger. And quite frankly, a gold digger probably wouldn't even look your way. They ain't looking at no niggas with no 9 to 5. They ain't looking at no niggas who work.
Or you have a 9 to 5. If your 9 to 5 is not necessarily bringing in over 6 figures.
If your 9 to 5 ain't working at a stock firm,
if you're not bringing in the 6 figures, it's not like just because you make $20 an hour, that don't necessarily mean.
Don't get it wrong. You got a good job now. You got a good job. You know what I'm saying? You probably make a nice
You coming across users.
You have a nice stable life, but that's not a goal digger.
No, it's really not. It's really not. Just because, and I've seen this post, just because she said, hey, my kids need $20 for a field trip, you tripping. And you look at her as a gold digger, like $20
God, how much they
for
need,
the kids' field
how
trip.
How much they need?
No, I've seen a post where it was like, the guy say he cut her off, like, let their daddies pay for like it was our wrong type thing.
Now, don't get me wrong, in dating, I don't think that, when you meet a guy, the first thing you should be saying is,
buy my kids
lunch, or pay my rent, or my light bill. No, I'm not condoning that at all. That's vice versa. If a female meet a guy, like, you shouldn't be asking her for, stuff off the bat. But to have standards as a woman when you meet me and to say, like, listen, no, you cannot come and just sit up at my house and watch Netflix and chill. No, take me on a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not being a gold digger. That's just having standards. Because if I don't require something of you, then you're going to feel like
Let's be honest, men aren't interested in women who don't require anything. As soon as a guy come across that female who just let them do whatever, she just really cool, they take advantage of her.
They do.
Because she don't require anything. She don't ask for, she just happy
you seen that
to
post
see you.
Where that guy said, talking about something, I don't feel right when a woman give me some pussy for free. I be like, bitch, you don't want a burger or nothing? Like, yeah, and I said, everything free ain't good. So, but going back to what you said, like, you want a woman to require something and have some type of standards, because if she don't require anything, that's when situations like we talked about before, about the scenario with the female, when she was going to the guy house, cleaning, cooking, for him, doing his laundry, and was mad because she was like, well, what are we? And he was like, the same thing we was yesterday. Like, we ain't nothing.
We're just friends.
And she's upset by that because why? She required nothing of him. No. She was very available to him.
Yep. That's the only thing she required, was to be in his presence. At his convenience.
Yeah, at his convenience.
And when you get just being in his presence at his convenience, when you are no longer convenient, you're not going to be in his presence. You're out. That's just that. And I've seen firsthand where girls get upset, and guys, she does in a way have every right to be upset. I'm not saying she don't, Because some men will act oblivious
Yeah.
to the fact that this girl, she got a key to your place. She cleaning your house. She cooking for you. She know where all your clothes go to put them up. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you don't want to deal with her anymore because you done finally met a girl who required some shit, then you're looking at her like, you know, oh, you just crazy. I don't know why you thought this was something different, but the bitch got a key to your house.
Yeah.
You know, but the girl, young ladies,
yeah, that's
you didn't require anything.
because that's it. Listen, if I gotta sit here and listen to you confide in me, that's energy. I don't know what other people feel, but I believe in energy wholeheartedly. And you bringing your energy and all your woes is me and all that kind of stuff, and I'm investing my emotional energy into you by being that ear and listening, and you know what I'm saying, trying to console you and trying to, you know, give you some type of positive feedback or anything like that's a lot. So that's a lot for me to invest in you and not know where we stand. And I'm just supposed to expect that one day that I'm supposed to know, oh,
you gonna come and be like, well, you know, you my girlfriend.
yeah.
You know, you upset because he didn't invite you to the family gathering, or you just ecstatic because he did. You know, and when he introduces you as, this is my friend. He not once says, you know, this is my girlfriend. He literally says, meet my friend.
Yep.
And that's all it is.
That's all. And that then explains to men why y'all look at a woman who requires you to actually take me on a date and, you know, do things with me. That's not her being a gold digger or a user. That's her having standards and requiring something from you. For me to know, for a woman to know to say, okay, he got some interest, or, you know, maybe I can take him serious to a degree because he liked me enough to say, you know, and let's be clear. Before I complete that, let's be clear. Only cheap niggas is complaining about taking the bitch on a date and shit like that to actually spend time and get to know. Because honestly, guys who really like feeling a girl, that's the first shit that come out their mouth when they talking to you. Hey, you know, can I take you out? Can I take you to a movie? Can I take you to dinner? Can I take you out for
that
lunch?
Old saying is
can
so
I take
reversed.
You to coffee?
They say a way to a man's heart is food. No. Men already knew. A way to a woman's heart is food.
Yeah. and it's just a way for us to see how we act and engage in a different environment.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know you got wandering motherfucking eyes when it's just me and you all the time in the house? How I'm supposed to know that shit? And then I up and date your ass, and then every time we eating dinner, you. And I got.
Hey, you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
How I'm supposed to know that? You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to know she might be the freak hoe in the hood? Because when you take her out every time y'all out,
everybody know her.
Everybody know, all the niggas coming to. Hey, you know how you supposed to know those things if you don't go out and engage and see each other in different settings and environments? It's not always about somebody trying to use you or take something
so
from you.
black men, stop with that pose. Stop with that. Black men need emotional support without having to just buy you something all the time. Man, cut that shit out.
You ain't about to just randomly meal that we get the two what is the 2 for $20 shit at motherfucking Applebee's or something. But I'm just saying, let's be clear. Because let's be clear, they taking these girls on these types of days now. They taking them for the 2 for $20 or the 2 for $30 at Chili's or wherever. Like, stop acting like that $30 or that $20 is just putting a dent in your pocket. Because if she using you for $20, $30, then she ain't got much.
Let's be honest. We as people, and I'm going to say people because women I'm sure do it too. But if we're talking about the man taking a woman on a date, I'm going to say to the men, if you have to worry that much about spending a couple of dollars on a date or in date, you're not financially ready.
Please,
You're not financially
Stay
ready
your
to
ass
date.
at home.
Because if that's going to break you, that tells me you're not even saving money. This $30 is breaking you? $30? You complaining about what? Did they throw in gas too? You complaining about the gas to take to go pick her up, to take her to the
you ain't
restaurant.
complaining about that gas
and then
to go to that bitch house and fuck her.
Oh,
okay. You ain't care about that.
But you're not financially ready. You're not financially stable. But see, if a woman tell a man that, well, I don't feel you're financially ready for me, then she a gold digger. And that's not the case.
No,
she
that's
has
just helping
standards.
you out.
Just like you got standards. You might not be picking up the chick walking down the street with short shorts on and her booty cut out and her hair all over her head.
And dirty flip-flops.
You have standards. But when women have standards,
we golded.
You golded.
Women can't have standards. I'm just saying. That's like a woman saying, you should love me for me. Because listen, I don't take away from a guy looking at a woman's financial stability either.
You got to.
If you go to her house and she's sleeping on air mattresses and she don't, you know what I'm saying?
She might got some shit she needs to get together.
She look like she's struggling. She don't need to be dating either. Like, you got priorities. You need to work on yourself because I don't, you know what I'm saying? You end up with her and she could be damn horrible with damn money. And you start to see why she in the position
putting your name on some shit. And then you wondering why your credit fucked up because you ain't know she been looking over your shoulder to get your social security number. Now she married to you, and that's what she telling me.
And I done heard
y'all common law all of a sudden, and you ain't even know it.
I done heard so I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of like stop downing women for having standards. And know that it's a difference. Because if you had a daughter and a nigga just was calling and pulling up, just trying to lay up on your daughter, you'd be the first person to be like, don't be letting that nigga lay up on you.
Right.
But
I never trusted somebody who just wanted to come over. Even in high school.
Yeah.
You just, I would not, if I had a daughter and the guy all he wanted to do was just come over and sit at the house. Like at some point, nigga, you 16, 17, you need to have a fucking job. You need to be taking my daughter out on the goddamn And I'm going to tell my daughter that you don't let no man just come sit up on you.
No.
Occupying your damn time.
But they'll tell their daughters that, but then your daughters, you will tell like...
But you'll get in these heated debate as a grown man.
To other people's daughters. And tell other people's daughters that they should lower their standards because they're gold diggers. Mm-hmm. That don't even make sense. But who knows? Because you don't know me. You don't know my people. I mean, who knows? Y'all, because there been a lot of niggas who claim to know a lot of rich people. So,
they've been on a lot of rich lunches talking about gold diggers.
Rich lunches, hanging out with rich people, rich men, all that shit. I just hope y'all getting some advice because I know I don't run up across rich motherfuckers that often. And damn it, if I'm sitting there having lunch and if I'm chilling with them like that, I'm about to get some information. I'm trying to do the come up too. I'm trying to be rich too, but hey,
and
I don't know you. I don't know your people.
Don't mistake a cheap prostitute either for a woman who got standards.
Oh, I had somebody. I saw that too. Somebody trying to compare a gold digger to a prostitute, and that's not the same thing because let me tell you, a gold digger is nothing but what they used to call a kept woman back in the day, and a kept woman was a woman who was a lover of a man who they took care of financially, and they took care of them financially and gave them a certain lifestyle. You could go look that up. That's defined. That's what a kept woman was. So it wasn't necessarily about sex with gold diggers all the time. Sometimes it's a status situation. That man wants to have a certain type of woman that he can walk around on his own. You know what I'm saying? Because these men don't just be having one woman now. They be having multiple women. That's why they can go to different cities, states, countries, and they can have these type of women on their arm because these women are set up to be kept for that purpose. It's not always necessarily about sex. You know what I'm saying? It's about status sometimes. So you got to understand that's the difference. Whereas a prostitute or an escort, their specific job is to have sex with that man. Now, yeah, it's some situations where men might hire a prostitute and be like, oh, I just want to talk about how fat my wife got and now I'm unattracted to her. If that's what the fuck they want to do. But they're not trying to say, hey, they're not Pretty Womaning her. That's not what they do. They're not trying to take her and like, come with me, I'm about to save you. So, like, they ain't trying to do that. So just know that there is a difference with situations like that.
Basically, all y'all men don't have the gold to dig. So stop calling the bitches gold diggers. They coal mining. Them girls they some old coal mining users. But you ain't even got the gold, fella. Just stop it. Just stop.
Mad about $40.
Just because you done took out on a date and now, you want to take out again and she literally asking, well, can you buy me this? Radar going off. Oh, she using me, but you asking her out. You want to be in her presence.
Yep. But you know what? At the same time, too, I'll talk about the aspect of the gold digger. While the aspect of certain women who, like, because I was talking about this earlier, about women who say they don't necessarily, because I was talking earlier with my husband and we was talking about how people set themselves up for certain situations, like how I feel like even with the gold digging versus, the man versus woman with the gold digging situation, I think a lot of times people don't want to kind of look at themselves and the insecurities we have as men and women in general. And it's easier to point, at the other person. And even in that sense, it's easier, like even with the gold digger. I'm not saying that, a gold digger doesn't want to be like a gold. Some women, they driven by, lifestyle, means, and money. But I just don't believe that it's no one, even the gold digger, I feel like to a certain degree
they will want that love.
They want to feel love and want to be in a relationship with somebody who wants to love them. But at the end of the day, it's about being scared about being hurt or being played. And I feel like that's kind of like one of the biggest issues when it comes to men and women in regards to dating and having relationships. It's because each person is so worried about getting played by the next person. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody in a relationship, beginning of the relationship, got a guard up.
Yeah.
You got your guard up.
So if I'm the type of woman like, well, shoot, I ain't gonna be laughed at and played because you cheating on me. So I'd rather be the woman on the side. I'd rather be the side chick and not put my expectations up about you. Now my expectations are here because I already know you a dog ass nigga and you gonna cheat anyway because niggas ain't shit. So now I'm gonna just focus on getting this bread and getting this money, and it's kind of like a defense mechanism in a sense because it's like you trying to keep yourself at bay in that distance so you don't get played or don't get hurt. But as a woman, I just don't believe that any gold digger, I don't believe that it can't be like that one person you met or that one person you dealt with that you have not caught feelings for. You know what I'm saying? Whether you show it or not, whether you mask it or not. And it ain't to say that you still don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? When that nigga say, I can't come this weekend because I got to do the family thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm with such and such. It ain't to say that you don't be like, damn, like that hurt your feelings. Now you can play the shit off and be like, oh, well, shit, yeah, he got a wife, whatever, I call this person. But
I think for the average person, when it comes to getting in relationships, and like you say, you have people who say having that guard up because I don't want her to hurt me or I don't want him to, hurt me or whatever. Yeah. That's just when you feel like that, that's a point in time in your life where you need to say to yourself, like, I'm not even ready to date if I'm going in thinking like this.
But
like
everybody go in thinking like that.
You're right. But people that you're not willing to date, you're not ready to date, because realistically, if you're ready to date, that's not what's on your mind. What's on your mind is, let me get to know this person. Is this person somebody I can build with? Is this person someone I can see myself in a relationship with? Going further than this relationship to marriage? Once you get to that point, you're not initially going into the date with, let me see what I could get first. But that's for somebody who's ready to date. And you got to know when you're ready. A lot of us, I didn't even know when I was ready to date.
So a lot of us ain't ready to date.
No, not even really ready to date, because you already got the defense mechanism up.
Just see who going to make the move first. Like, I ain't going to do that first. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wait on that.
Yeah, so I'm waiting on this Negro to ask me this, that, and the third.
See, we was talking about that as far as like rejection, because I think that's the defining thing where dating comes, and even being in a relationship comes from. It's that not wanting to feel rejected, like not wanting to walk up to this girl and holler at her and she be like, nigga, bye. Not wanting to, talk to this guy or give your number to him and you call him and nigga don't answer.
But you know what? Now that I'm older, I see the importance in rejection, because sometimes it will point out that, hey, I'm not even out the gate yet, and I'm constantly rejected. So that's telling me something, either about myself or the people I'm attracted to.
Yeah, because I did say that. I said, I think we look at rejection wrong as people. I think we look at rejection as it bruises our ego and it does something to our self-esteem, versus we should look at a rejection as it's a sign, right? So if you meet a guy or you meet a girl and you holler and they be like, no, thank you, like, how you know that's not a sign? Because that girl could be batshit ass crazy. You know what I'm saying? She could have something wrong. That nigga could be a motherfucking mooch and ready to leech off like, you don't know why. So instead of looking at a rejection as, oh, he hurt my feelings or she hurt my feelings, look at it like, okay, that just means that this ain't supposed to go nowhere.
Right.
Like, this is where this is supposed to start and end, right here. So let me move on.
Kind of like that, isn't it a saying something about failure is pretty much, it's not really failing.
Failure doesn't exist.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with rejection.
Yeah, failure, rejection doesn't
it's
really
telling you
exist.
where you could have went wrong. But,
I think if we thought that way, I think more men wouldn't be so hung up about talking or, talking to a female they're interested in, and females wouldn't be so hung up about talking to, a guy that they're interested in. But you just sitting there like, well, I don't want to say nothing because, because I had to explain to my husband. I said, females get rejected. We might not get rejected the same way, but we do experience rejection.
Yeah, a guy can talk to us and we can be like, ooh, and you're happy and you into him, and then you wonder why he don't call no more. You done got rejected.
And bump into his ass in the club and be like, nigga, this what we doing?
And you saying that, and he's still looking past you like, hey,
and moving on. So I'm just saying, women get rejected too. It's not a sense of we don't get rejected. We get rejected. We just get rejected in a different way.
That is true.
No different than that. Now, when do you think is the time? Because see, I was talking about this with we was watching Girlfriends, and Joan with her 30-day, with her, what is her 3-month rule, her 90-day rule?
Oh, like that movie. What was that movie?
What movie? Talking about Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
And she had her 90 days.
Megan Good was in it. She had her 90 days.
So in dating, what do you feel is the right time to like actually have sex?
I think it's personal. It's within that person. It's within
ready.
you. It has to do with how secure you are with you and your sexuality too. Now, if you're feeling like, because I had sex with this man, we go together, then maybe you need the 90-day rule. You know, it solidified something for you. Just having sex.
But what does knowing somebody for 90 days do that you feel like
it does nothing? Because I
know
know stories of women who dated a guy as as them being a virgin. They've dated a guy for over a year, and then once they finally do have sex, then he ghosts. Like that does nothing.
That happened to me.
It does absolutely nothing.
I talked to the guy who took my virginity. I talked to that nigga for a year. A whole damn year. And had sex with his ass.
But how long did he ghost you, Melissa? I'm talking about guys who ghost females, like ghost and don't come back.
When I talk about the club, I was talking about that nigga. That nigga ghosted me for a while until he saw my ass in the club. I got ghosted. And I talked to that nigga for a whole year. And after that shit happened, I was like, the fuck? Motherfuckers telling you, oh, don't do it, don't have to. Wait, does what? That'll do a goddamn thing. If that nigga just
I'ma just say that she's not the only person I know that has happened.
If a nigga wants some pussy and want to dip, the nigga gonna get some pussy and the nigga gonna dip. That's all. That's just what it is. It don't motherfucking matter. Just like thin line between love and hate. I gotta tell you, it's some niggas out there will tell you and do whatever they got to do to convince you.
Martin did hit her with that.
I love it. So he can get some pussy. So I'm just saying, I've learned, do not give yourself these false sense of security.
Well, and you know where that false sense of security comes from? Some of us women feeling like that WAP is what's keeping a man. When it ain't that. Bitch, it ain't your pussy that's keeping a man. He might feel like, oh, this is just great because he done finally got it, or this is what I expected because he finally got it, but it's more than your pussy that he was into from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's way more than that. Bitch, it's your experience that you giving this man that makes him, just shit. And I got the pussy like, whoo, Lord, he happy. Your pussy ain't doing it. It ain't doing it, honey. Stop.
It ain't the WAP?
Stop. It ain't the WAP. Bitch, they sell them shits in the damn sex store, and all they need is damn lubricant.
So it ain't the wet ass pussy that's making them say.
No, it's not.
I would say this.
It's not.
With me, I feel like have sex with somebody, whether you a virgin or not, have sex with that person when you feel the most confident and comfortable with yourself with that person. Mm-hmm. So if you feel confident in yourself, if you feel good about yourself with that person, you know what I'm saying? Like not insecure, not I'm that bitch. I walk around like that bitch. Sorry, I had to drop that flow milk. But when you feel like that, then I feel like, yeah, if you want to have sex with them, if you know like shit, like I'm about to put this shit on them.
Because, and I say this, women, because you got to realize, even when it comes to a man, you all know, like, you can have that guy and you're into him and you're dating him, and then y'all have sex. But you know what? You were already reluctant on dating him because he wasn't your type. So when you like, well, hopefully the dick is better. You're going on a hope and a prayer it's better. And when it ain't better, then it's like, oh, this is horrible.
Girl, make you feel like
he just
make
ain't
you feel
it.
Like Stony off of
But it's the experience. It's the experience that God give you from the beginning. So when it's a guy you really feeling and you into and y'all have sex and you just like, oh Lord, you go in the bathroom and just be like, oh, I should have done that. Flashbacks.
But then, I don't think shit about I shouldn't have did that. I'd be like,
but it's just like I liked it too much. But it was already
like this.
See, look at that. It's already the experience the guy has given you leading up to that. You was already so wrapped up into him and into him that when you had sex with him, regardless if it was good sex or not, you were already into him. You're already into him. It's the experience. It's his personality. It's more than just the sex about him. So even I look at some of those women who look at it like, oh, he's not all that great in bed. You really ain't like him no way. You really,
so?
you really wasn't into him. You might have saw him and thought he looked cute. You thought he looked cute, but it was already something off about him.
But what if he really ain't good in bed?
If he ain't really good in bed, you were already went into him. Because if he ain't really that good in bed, then bitch, goddamn, it's the yin and the yang. That's what your ass make up for it. You make up for it. You introduce him to some toys. You teach him how to do some toys. You teach him.
I'm sorry. It's some things
but you were not already really into that.
No.
Don't take a fun guy.
I liked him. But it looked like this in the shadow.
You liked the surface him.
No.
You like the surface.
I liked him.
If you really dated him.
But I didn't like the pimp so dick. I didn't like that. I'm sorry. That wasn't
if you really
good.
dated him, and you really got to know him. Everything. What did you like about him other than what you saw? Because I know a guy that you saw from a distance and you felt like he was very attractive. He was always attractive.
But I'm talking about
to
this
you.
other guy, and I'm not gonna say his name.
Please don't.
That I was in school with. I liked him. I thought he was driven. He could hold a conversation. He was intelligent. He was thoughtful.
I know who you're talking about. But it still were things where you said all of this. You also still felt like you were throwing him a bone because there were certain things you talked about. If this is the same person I talked about, you was like, well, maybe I could look past this.
I can look past the way you dress. I can look past that. But I'm sorry. You ain't got no dick. You ain't got no dick. And I'm not about to sit here and say that a no dick having nigga is because ladies don't listen to her ass. You sit there if you want to and mess with a nigga ain't got no dick. Talk about, I must be just don't love him. No, he just ain't got no dick. Come on now. It's just some niggas who don't have a penis.
Well, why these hoes be marrying them? Sorry, ladies, I'm calling you hoes. Because if you done married the man knowing damn well he couldn't fuck you right.
Because they need the stability. Shit, they need to be taken care of. Trust me, they looking for a way out. They looking for the next train to fucking Georgia. They like, when it's
but
coming?
You know what? There's a woman out there for it.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because pedophilia is illegal. No, it is not.
There's a woman out there for them.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. And I'm gonna tell you this. And I'm gonna tell you this. I know of a story of a female who dated. She liked him. Everything about him. It was too good to be true. She kept saying that. This too. I just really like. He's just too good to be true. He got a good job. He's funny. He take me places. We have a good time. And when it came to the bedroom,
it was horrible.
Well, she said she knew something when she saw the pump under the bed, but she didn't say. I'm sorry. Okay, so she said she should have known when she found his pump under the bed. And you know, even her
I thought I was going somewhere with this, but I don't know.
Even when she saw it, she still tried. And she was like, it's not. And then she tried again. And I've been in a similar situation. I tried twice too.
Well, you're not the woman for him because there's a woman out there who's suffering from a medical issue who can't even fucking have sex, you know, and you're for her, okay?
Or maybe they're supposed to be monks. Maybe
you're with the wrong woman, okay? Guys.
Listen, once that girl Cherry.
Guys, if you can't perform and she giving you hassle about it, you find a woman who can't perform either.
What about the nigga who can't last but 2 minutes?
You find the woman who can't really have sex that long because she got issues.
How's that gonna happen? How you gonna be? Bitch, how long you have sex?
There's a soulmate out here for everybody. You find your soulmate, young man. You take that little thing and that short performance, and you make sure you find your soulmate. And that's something that should be disclosed. But I think they're hoping the girl will really fall into them. But see, he had to put in all the extras and pull out all the stops to make sure she's into him.
Who just straight pumping. He don't know how to finesse it. He just, you like, what about that? Because I've heard stories about those.
But you know what? I'm going to be real. Because sometimes women don't know how to fuck either.
I mean, yeah, you got
some women don't know how to. Exactly. And if you're that woman, and every man you dealt with had to be the one who do all the extra tricks, and you ain't do nothing. So when you get with a man,
I'm tired, and I be.
So when you get with a man who's just as stiff as you, it ain't gonna work.
That's gonna be like 2 hammers.
It ain't gonna work.
And
then you know what? She gonna blame it on him. That he don't know what he doing. He can't perform. When bitch, you don't know how to have sex either. You don't.
So basically, we should have a sex class. They should have sex classes.
They need to do something
to teach how to have sex. Well, that's what pornos are
that
for.
That is beyond my.
That's above you.
That's above me. I don't know anything about that.
Maybe watch some porn.
I'm happy. You can't always watch porns because them bitches be faking. And men will look at that shit and think like that's gonna feel good. Yeah, no. That bitch in pain. I done looked at some porns and like, that shit don't even feel good. Like I already know that don't feel good.
I hate that one. I hate that one.
And they just get louder and louder. So
girl, shut the fuck up and take that damn dick.
Y'all better go get a couple's massage or something. I don't know.
What? I do feel sorry for the guys with that situation with the penis. I think, it might
be. They can't help it. I don't know. I've only had one bad sexual experience in my life, and it was thin.
You only had one?
Just
one. Child. I've had my fair share.
I didn't have a whole bunch of partners, so
it make you hear. What that bitch was trying to say, bitch?
I'm just saying, bitch. I ain't saying you had a whole bunch of partners. I'm just saying.
I am a Pisces.
When I thought I was going to get out there, damn, it got reeled in real quick. Bitch, come back in, because this is what you could come across.
That again, and don't it make you feel dirty? You being there like Stony off and set it off you feel dirty after you have sex with felt
like a damn pap smear.
You want to kind of take it back, like Drea say, like that don't count. Let me do it over that.
That don't say that don't count.
That don't count. That's why I be trying to tell women like you gotta do you gotta do the touch. You gotta do the kiss and touch, like, yeah, okay, down.
Yes,
don't feel right.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. Damn, don't feel right. That's when you get that bread, get that head, then leave. You got to go. You got to leave that nigga, cause that ain't gonna. I don't know what be the right hits up, but you really ain't into him. No. I ain't into
You're
that.
not into him, and I'm gonna stick with that. You have to do too much to he gotta pull out too much for you to say he the one.
What you mean though? Just with the sex?
It's more than that. It's too much. He gotta check off every fucking box on your list, and then when you get to the bottom of that list, because you ain't have sex with his ass yet, then you waiting on this final box to check.
But some people really be like, some people really be on the, like the lady said in that clip in the group drinks and discussion, like, some people really have like this succession of life. Like, first I'm supposed to do this and that and that and that and that. And then I'm supposed to have a guy and he's supposed to have this. Like, some people really just think that way. Like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Bitch, you might have to go get that landscaper or maintenance man. I'm sorry, bitch. You can't be a lawyer all the time.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
You might have to settle for that. But it ain't really settling.
But that's my thing. Is it settling? Because that's another thing. We'll build up to, you want this because you have your career and you want your husband to be just successful. Because we women, we don't like double standards when it works we only like it when it works in our favor.
That's true. We do the
So
double
it's
standard.
like, if a man has his standards and it's like, you drive a Prius, you're beneath me.
So
he stuck up just like the man who look at the woman who stuck up.
that's kind of like Stella had her groove back, right? Like he was like he didn't have it. He came from Jamaica, but he was young, so he worked like little jobs, and she was like, what was she? A lawyer or something?
I can't remember, but she wanted his ass to do better. But
yeah, she was like he was a soccer player over in Jamaica. He went to school to be a soccer player, I believe, and he came over and he just worked. But she loved him though. She really, really loved him, and he wasn't a bad guy. Like he would, like when she came home, he would cook, he cleaned, he helped her son with the homework. I'm not stuck on gender roles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I honestly had a good job and I could go and I worked and I had a good career, you know what I'm saying? And my husband, didn't, and maybe he didn't work or he didn't have that type of job, I would honestly, and it's not for everybody, but I would be okay. Like, as long as he, held it down. Like, if he...
Like, but that's because you get the understanding of being in a partnership.
Yeah.
Like, when you're in a marriage, you're in a partnership and you're looking to build.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you're building, there are going to be different roles that could be taken on by either partner. It really doesn't matter because you're building together. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you got some people who look at it and they look at what other people are looking at.
Yeah.
I can't let my friends know, this, that, and the third is going on.
You
so they're not
they're you're gonna pay for the damn.
Yeah, here you
you pay.
I'm gonna hurry up and give you the credit card before we even get in the restaurant because I want it to make it look like you swiping the card.
But I probably would be biased though, because I'd be like, nigga, I ain't get a foot rub with a bad thing.
I know you ain't talking.
I know, because I don't do that shit. That's it. But see, I know that's fucked up. I own that. I'm holding myself accountable. I do offer foot rubs to my husband. When my husband comes home, wee hours in the morning, I'll wake up, I'll be like, you want me to fix you some breakfast? I will do that. You want me to fix you some breakfast? Because if you do, I'll get up and I'll fix him some breakfast.
Well, that's nice of you.
I ain't doing lunch. And I don't know about dinner. Y'all, I'm a horrible housewife. Why the fuck is you married to me? Huh? Why is you married to me? That man love her. Because I am a horrible.
Sitting over there like, don't make me sit over there and even think about the reason.
Don't do it.
He can list them
all. You don't want me for no housewife.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a partnership. Like, and then there's that, there's that off balance to balance, if that makes sense. You both can't be balanced on the same scale.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be off somewhere where the other person weighs in to balance your partner.
Complement each other.
Yeah. So you can't just look for this perfect person, because you feel like you're the perfect person, because you're really not.
That's true.
Not the perfect person.
That's true. So
even if you got the walk, with something else about you, it's something about when you sleep. You never know.
You look good when you sleep?
Hell no. It might be this bitch when she sleeps. She sound like a bed. But guess what?
I've heard some men say, do you snore either? I think you talk about yourself.
I don't snore, but I don't snore.
You drew.
I can be disturbing at times. But I don't snore, and I'm not disclosing it. Not disclosing what goes on in my sleep.
My husband told me I'm on in my sleep, but I don't recall. I be like, what I be? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm thinking about food.
You're probably lying.
I think so too. So, who do you feel with dating? Who do you think should initiate, like, making it official? You think the man should wait on the woman, Or do you think the woman shouldn't feel like she shouldn't speak
I think when you're so on the same page, it's just a open conversation that either one of y'all should be willing to have. It doesn't matter who.
So you should. So it's okay for a woman to be like, look, I'm trying to make this thing official.
I could have sworn maybe I did that.
I did that.
I didn't do that. I did not ask you. Like what this? I didn't do that. Don't play. I did.
I did it with my husband.
I feel like
that
I
nigga
did
was playing games, and I ain't had time for that shit. I was like, nigga, what you trying to do? Cause what are we doing here? Okay? Because I need answers. Are we gonna make it official, like a referee with a whistle? What is we doing? You gotta tell me, is this or it's nothing? I gave an ultimatum. I surely did. I didn't wait, but I had to be pushed for that though. My aunt and my uncle pushed me. They was like, say it. You gotta say it, cause if you say it, if he real about how he feel, he gon', you gotta say it. So
that's how I know I was the one. Like, what is this? I know I was.
Well, he said you ain't say that shit.
No, that's what it was. That's what it was.
He said you didn't.
But that's what it was. I did. And he gave me that answer. Like, what do I mean? Like, I'm just oblivious. You know, we've been in a relationship.
Now I hate that shit. Ooh, I hate that shit. Niggas do that shit. What are we? I mean, you
already know.
No, I don't know nothing. Nigga.
No, I need to hear you to say it because I don't need that loophole. When another bitch come around, you be like, I ain't never say it.
I ain't never told you.
No.
I told you that I was I was trying to figure out my life and see where this was going to head eventually. Maybe one day. You know. So how long would you tell a female to wait if she wants to like pursue marriage?
Oh, I have no answer for that. She got to know when she's ready. She has to know when she's ready.
So when she's ready, but what do you think is like that if that nigga ain't talk about marriage with you yet, he ain't talking about no marriage.
Did you bring it up? Because you're
what
secure.
What if she brought it up?
Then move on from him. He's not the one. He's not the one, and he may not be the one right now at this moment because there are other things that he needs to do and other things for you to do
I typically feel like when it comes to a woman or a man, people typically know, within the year if that's the motherfucker you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Especially
I really want to say 6 months. That's why it's not crazy to me for people who say, it's not crazy for me for people who say 6 months they want to get married. It's not crazy to me because I feel like within 6 months.
But have habitual relationship people.
You do,
like they're just habitual about everybody being the one.
You do, but you do have those. But I'm saying like that's because. But see, it's the difference between being in love with somebody and being in love with the idea of love. You know what I'm saying? That person they in love with the idea of love and all of the aesthetics of being in a relationship. Right. But when you meet somebody, typically within 6 months, I'm not saying you just go at it because you still, you got to still pull some skeletons out the closet.
So are you saying you can see yourself with this person?
Yourself with this person. Okay. You kind of have the vision and say, okay, I can see me being with this person for the rest of my life. You know that typically in 6 months. Now, 6 more months, you know what I'm saying, if this motherfucker, measure up to the standards of what you need. And you do know because we like to say, oh, it takes like 2 years. It don't because red signs are there from the jump. I think when it comes to always there, we just don't pay attention.
When it comes to that, we also need to be realistic, and I know a lot of us like to go back into the old timey way of, not shacking up. But personally, if you really want to get to know a person, you have to live with them. You really have to. I could say within 6 months of living with somebody, definitely.
Yeah, I'm saying you can date them for 6 months. Let's say y'all date for 6 months, or y'all y'all was dating, then y'all made it official for 6 months, and then, you know, y'all decide, okay, let's move in with each other for 6 months, you know, yeah, you're going to typically kind of know, because you do get to see how somebody really is when you live with them.
You see how people live. You see how, if they family come around, how the family is. Like, damn, this bitch really do have an open door policy with her family. Just
yeah, like they can just walk in the house.
You know, that could be a no for you. Like, and when you discuss it with her, she's like, well, this is me and this is how I'm going to always be. And if you...
I just say, within a year, man or woman, you typically know if that's the person you want to be with. If you got reservations after a year, it's probably you, or it's probably the fact that you know you don't want to be in that motherfucking situation. Like, that's how I feel. Because you kind of know. You kind of know these things. Like, me and my husband we could have been married a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, and trust and believe, the way me and my husband started off, you know how they be talking about the honeymoon phase? Like, no. We started from the bottom. Now we here. It wasn't perfect in the beginning. So I feel like, knowing that it wasn't that pretty, but I was still like, I don't know. I just feel like you kind of know. You kind of get it. You kind of just
you would know.
If you don't know and you kind of like, then it might not be. That might not be what it is. You might need to let that go. Might need to throw that fishing hook back in the ocean.
I mean, there was a point early in dating my husband that I knew. I didn't tell him that at that moment. Like, this is it.
No, because that's asinine. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can't say
crazy. Like, listen, I ain't saying it ain't crazy. Like, you can meet a motherfucker and date them for 3 months and be like, this nigga is the one. I'm in love. But you can't tell that nigga that. He that shit to yourself. Be like, he the one. But don't say it, because that shit crazy. Because I told my husband, because he was like, man, I would have told you by this time. I'd be like, and I'm glad you didn't. Because had you did, I'd be like, Vita, this nigga crazy. Leave this nigga alone.
I had my own moment. I was like, this is it. This is it. And I knew it sounded crazy, so I was like, get your shit together.
Exactly.
And you strut.
You like, I was about to ask something else, but I don't know. Is there anything else with dating that I would say this? Do not rush I would tell any single person, do not rush to get married. Do not rush to try to be in a relationship. Like,
do it at your
okay?
You do it at your own terms.
Move
at your own pace, and y'all have fun together.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun together.
As long as you can. Hop on the dick whenever you feel, because I ain't got.
And whereas weddings, when it comes to that point, are just gorgeous, and it's just.
If I had to do it,
you know, the thing
to shit.
I mean, there are times when me and my husband talk about that honeymoon we should have had. I mean, we traditionally didn't start off traditional, I guess. We didn't start off traditional. So, you know, half our kids was at the wedding.
I ain't never had a honeymoon.
You know, it's like, look, hey, if you're not traditional with it, don't go for the traditional wedding, because your marriage is about the two people who are in it. Just like the relationship is about the two people who are in it. You can't let other people get into telling you what's wrong and, that's, you know, what not to do.
And you know what else, too? I feel like, if it's certain things you know that you don't want in someone, and it's something that's going to bother you, don't try to look over it. Just let that shit go. Yeah. If you know you don't want to date a woman or a man with kids, don't let nobody make you feel bad about that shit. Yeah. Don't date them, because don't fuck over nobody's kids. Don't mistreat people's kids. If you know that you can't go in there and you
Plus, that's a responsibility in itself. when you're entering into a relationship, you know, and you may not have kids, but the other person has kids, like, there are going to be some trials that you may have to take on that your partner is going through, that you're going to go through. And if you already know I ain't the one to go through this, I'm not even going to try to empathize. Don't do it. Just be like, that's not for me. And don't make you feel bad about it. Nope. You know, like, because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell my sons, honestly, I'm going to tell them, you sure about that? If she got kids. Because that is a lot of responsibility. You're taking on not only the child, but you're taking on that other person's drama that they baby mama gonna bring. Or, maybe baby not daddy. Bring. You know, so it's like, you know, are you ready to do this?
Yeah. I just say if you not there yet, don't make yourself be there. Now, if you like, with him and you say, I don't want to date a guy with kids, and you really like him and you be around his kids and you be like, you really like his kids, that's something different. But if you know, like, that's a hang up for you whenever you around, like, oh, don't let that shit go. Yeah. If he's short if he's short and that shit just bothering you, let that shit go. Like, I ain't there.
Ooh, I dated a short guy in high school. It was so awkward.
That is mean.
But it was awkward.
Because you had to bend down. He was like Tory Lanez. He was right there at the coochie.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
We didn't
right
get
there,
that
tabletop. You know what I'm saying? He can.
I hate for him to ever watch this, but I didn't want to kiss him because it was so awkward. It was like, I wasn't secure enough. It was just like, oh, I'm like a giant. You know? I didn't like it.
Oh, girl,
but that was a learning experience in dating. I knew once, like, I could never seriously be with somebody who was shorter than me.
You know who I couldn't?
Not on the serious tip.
Seriously date, and it bothered me a lot. I tried dating white guys. It really I couldn't do it. I tried to kiss them and all, and I was like, yeah, I couldn't do it.
Did he have lips? Did he have full lips?
No, not really. He didn't. I couldn't do it. I think what it was is I think it wasn't the fact that he was white. I think he was just ew. I don't know. I'm not trying to be.
I have nothing against white guys. I wasn't mentally prepared. I've never seen a
attractive one.
I've never seen a guy that's not my race and said, "Ooh, I hope he talks to me."
No, I ain't.
Never have I ever done that. Like, no, never.
What about that white boy Kevin? No. That we went to high school with. I remember him. I forgot the black girl who used to date him, but I still wasn't like.
I don't even remember him. Don't even remember him.
I don't know.
I've seen, guys of other nationalities like, oh, he's nice, he's attractive. But even if I was in the same setting,
it wouldn't be like, ooh, girl.
I know. I've just never had that feeling.
Give him some rhythm. No,
I've never had that feeling.
Me neither. I tried though. I tried because I was really trying to be open and not be selective.
I don't feel like I was closed.
And I was trying not to be closed-minded, but I was just like,
I just never. And let me say this too. I've never actually had someone else come approach me like that either.
Oh, you had white men try to talk to you?
Never. Have they ever approached me like that? No. I've had white guys, like white older men men flirt.
I had white but not guys, approach white me. Guys. Like,
no,
I've had
never.
The yo, why you be hating white guys? I shouldn't say it like that, but they got the gold in the mouth and they those type.
No.
I've had the polo khaki pants wearing white guy.
I've had white women approach me, but never a white guy.
I had the lawyer. Rich guy pull up, but I was scared because I've had the rich white guy pull up. I had a couple of those, but I was scared. I was like, it's a serial killer waiting there. He gonna kill me. That's what I thought.
I've had the women in relationships like, oh, isn't she so pretty? She's pretty.
Oh,
we could take her home pretty, and like, no, bitch, not like we could take her home pretty. But no, I've never ever had. Oh no. The closest I had, I think, might have been in middle school.
Who?
I don't even remember his name. He was chunky.
I shouldn't do that. I did that on. I'm sorry, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with a big.
I don't remember his name.
A big guy, a big white guy. Nothing is wrong.
I think he had a lot of candy.
He had a lot of what?
Candy. I don't know. Candy comes into mind when the white guy comes into mind.
Bitch, he was trying to a candy.
Like I don't know.
This nigga right here, like the little thing.
Let me get some
bubble
gum.
Ain't that a Family Guy or American Dad? That old white bitch. Shit.
No, but I never. No.
What's the old man?
You know what? Let me say this. I think because I do have the tendency to know how to shoot people down before the conversation even about to go somewhere.
What you say?
I think it's a look I give people.
Like that is mean.
Like, don't even fucking try.
I try not to be that way. I've always been the dating person who tried to be open and receptive to anybody. So I've dated white guys. I've dated Hispanic. Well, talked to Hispanic, short, tall, bummy. Even maybe some crackheads and cokeheads.
Look, I'm about to be like my president. I just never have, and I'm the least racist person.
So does that mean you're racist?
I'm the least. Like Donald Trump said, he's not racist. He says he's the least racist person you know.
He was not racist.
He's the least.
He was the least.
Racist person. You have a greater than, you have a less than. I'm always going to be in the less than category.
Well, I've tried to talk to all kinds, walking niggas with cars, niggas who rode on buses, you know what I'm saying, niggas with run over shoes. I've tried, because I was like, well, he got run over shoes, but he got a job. Maybe he's trying.
I mean, I've talked to guys without cars in high school.
I know. I talked to guys without cars. No, I probably didn't talk to guys without a car out of high school. Because how you gonna come see me? Well, no, I've talked to guys without cars out of high school. Listen, I was very open of trying to, I was trying to be open.
I don't even remember her talking to a guy without a car in.
I'm not gonna tell you the names because I ain't gonna bring them out like that. But they didn't have a car. But I tried because. And just because he used his girlfriend car, don't mean he had a car.
That nigga had transportation.
But anyway, the whole point about it is,
so you gave even men in relationships a try. She was an equal opportunity employer.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Equal opportunity.
Listen, I gave everybody a try. I gave everybody a try. I tried. And what wasn't for me, it wasn't for me. So I had to cut stuff off my list. I had to be like, I can't do no nigga without no car. I tried.
If I felt like I was going to have like this face, then no, I couldn't try. I just couldn't hide it.
I did. But I was single, young, bored. I ain't gonna lie.
I think the last time I tried it, that's where I got pencil dick from.
Because he had...
Because I initially had like, no, this face. And
with him, I would have that
somebody
face. With him, I would have had that face.
I listened to somebody in the crew, I'll tell you off camera. And it was like, I had that face for a reason.
Child, don't lower your standards. That's all.
Men and women don't do it. Men don't do it either. Because I'm damn sure going to tell my sons not to lower their standards.
Yeah, I was just trying to be... I was looking at things in the sense like, well, he don't have a car, but he got a job. you know, maybe he might be trying to work to get a car. Maybe, you know, because I realized that, you know, unfortunate circumstances happen. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know I'm not. See, I'm talking about gold diggers and rich men. See, I'm comfortable saying I'm not a gold digger because that's not my lane.
I wasn't either.
I can't do the gold digger thing. That's not my lane. I don't have the finesse. I don't have the I don't have.
I'm gonna just say this: I wasn't bred to be one.
Yeah, I wasn't taught to be one either.
Now, had I been bred to be one, because most of them girls are bred to be a gold digger.
They are groomed.
They are learning from their mothers. They're learning from some female or male, possibly, presence
them on game
in their life.
Yeah, they put them on game. Yeah.
Now, had I been bred to be one, it might have been a different story.
Yeah, maybe so.
But I wasn't.
I wasn't because I didn't have the patience. So if I did see a guy, like for instance, like I said, I met rich white guys, you know what I'm saying, that have approached me. And they were rich. And, you know, I wasn't intimidated. I was scared. Because the first thing popped in my mind was like, ooh, he talking to me? I'm a black girl.
Put you in his
he
basement.
About to kill me. You know what I'm saying? That was my mentality. I didn't have a mentality to be like, bitch, get that bread, get that head, then leave. You know what I'm saying? Because even a gold digger already know they scoping that out. Like, okay, let me see. Like, let me set this up in case this nigga is a serial killer. I'm going to set this up to where, you know.
I was raised very basic.
We basic bitches.
And a lot of y'all bitches are. You just don't like to be called it. But bitch, you sitting in the average house in a basic ass fucking neighborhood with your basic ass car and 2-car garage. You basic.
I'm a bit. You see, I don't have a problem being the basic bitch. I still got standards.
I got a basic ass job with a basic ass and it's fine because it's the standard. Mm-hmm. You have average. Sometimes you're average in school. Sometimes you're below average, and sometimes you're above. I'm not above, possibly in certain situations. I love my life.
Ain't nothing wrong with being average, honey. Don't let nobody fool you. Listen, everybody
I have a nice average life.
Everybody can't be the gold digger. That's why you got to stay in your lane. Everybody can't be the gold digger, and everybody can't be the rich nigga who can just...
Now, guess what? If we hit that lottery, though...
What?
I ain't about to be basic no more. We gonna be living it up, child.
But
gonna be like George and Weezy.
Things happen for a reason, because I don't know. Had I stayed in Florida... The first time we went to Florida, the first time I went we went for the summer. I don't know how things would have ended up. I don't know. I might have been pulling up on my husband like, nigga, what you want sugar mama? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to hit him up and been calling that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Told him that nigga, don't look, the money on the dresser. You know what I'm saying?
Your ass.
Hey, you would let me do that? You would you have been okay with me being your sugar mama?
Like, you can't be his sugar mama. He older than you.
The fuck you say? Sugar mama just mean it's a mama with sugar. Okay, I got sugar. I can be a sugar mama to anybody at any age. That's sugar. Okay. What if I'm young? If I'm young and I got money, I got the sugar. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. You ain't no cougar. You a sugar mama. I got you. Okay.
I might be a sugar mama. You know what I'm saying? Do what I say when I say it. Money on the dresser. Be back at this time. I got your clothes laid out on the bed. Meet me downstairs. Don't worry about who the fuck he is. Just worry about you.
If you noticed, your sugar daddy hadn't looked up from that phone, so he ain't.
My sugar baby. Sugar baby. Sugar baby.
No damn body, sugar baby.
Yeah, my husband ain't like that.
He got standards.
But you got standards? Huh? Producer. You ignoring me? So I couldn't be your sugar mama? I ain't asking about the bitches. I'm asking about me. Listen, I'm talking about me. So if I pull up on you and I was younger than you, you'll let me be your sugar mama.
Get that bread.
See, ladies don't like when it's reversed. Don't dislike when it's reversed. Don't dislike it.
Anyway, I think that's kind of.
That is it, because I gotta pee, because this margarita child
I don't think it's nothing else I got to
running
cover,
through me.
If all else
Let me top it off.
just have fun. Shit, that's all I got.
That's what dating is about. Having fun. Have fun. You get to know yourself when you're dating. You know, who knew you didn't like certain things? You know, you might not like the way he chew.
You might not like curved dick. You might not like dick with
a hook.
Who ain't.
Gonzo. You might be like, oh, you might like it. You might be like, that was different.
You remember that joke? Who did that joke? Was that Martin? Who's episode? He fucking with him.
He did. From around the corner, damn this. You never know. The same with you guys. You might realize, you know, you can deal with a stiff boy. And you might realize like that bitch ain't.
Because if you fucking with a bitch and she's stiff, why you ain't teach her if you more experienced? Why you ain't saying like, let me, relax.
Who's to say the guy ain't doing that? And she like, oh no.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. But
I ain't no man to say.
I ain't no man. Say like this. No, it's because she's not comfortable.
No, we have men in this room, and I'm sure they've slept with girls that is just be like, no, this ain't it. This is just not it.
Okay.
You can't make a bitch like be it with a bottle of lube and you throwing her around. That don't mean it's it.
I don't even see how I think those are lies, women. Because who can just lay there and you getting some dick thrust in you and you just still like you don't
I've had guys tell me about girls, I'm gonna put an S on it and it may not be plural, that we knew, and it'd be like she just laid there, like.
Well, maybe your dick wasn't good, nigga. Okay, maybe she been ready for the shit to be over. Nah. Anyways, we
gonna toast.
We just gonna clean.
I gotta use the facilities.
Thank y'all for watching. Y'all tune in for the next episode, and try not to get cold. Thank you. Bye.
I said, who funkin' with me? I'm but I don't need no grit. Hey.